The following content has been generated with artificial intelligence under minimal human supervision. The data presented may contain errors or inaccuracies. The opinions expressed in this content do not necessarily reflect the vision, position, or values of Digi-all. We recommend verifying critical information with additional sources before making decisions based on this content.
Welcome to Digi-all Tech News. Today is Wednesday, February 25th, 2026. I'm Kylie Brooks, and this is where technology becomes clear and engaging. The Pentagon issues an ultimatum to AI company Anthropic, demanding unrestricted military use of its technology by Friday or face removal from defense contracts. Meta strikes a $60 billion deal with chipmaker AMD to diversify its AI infrastructure beyond NVIDIA. A speculative AI doomsday scenario from Citrini Research triggers market volatility, envisioning widespread economic disruption by 2028. Cloudflare introduces vinext, a Next.js alternative built entirely with AI assistance in just 1 week. New Pew Research data reveals how American teenagers are using and perceiving artificial intelligence in their daily lives. Let's start with a developing standoff between the US Defense Department and Anthropic. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth has reportedly given Anthropic CEO Dario Amodei until Friday evening to allow unrestricted military use of its AI technology, or risk being removed from Pentagon supply chains entirely. The dispute centers on Anthropic's usage policy, which currently prohibits certain military applications. Amodei has maintained red lines around autonomous weapons and mass surveillance, but Pentagon officials insist this isn't about those specific concerns. What's at stake here is significant. Anthropic is one of 4 AI companies holding Pentagon contracts worth up to $200 million each. The Defense Department argues AI companies shouldn't have a say in how their products are used for national security. From my perspective, this raises serious questions about corporate responsibility versus government authority in the AI era. In major infrastructure news, Meta has committed to a massive $60 billion deal with AMD over 5 years. This isn't just about buying chips, it's about Meta acquiring a 10% stake in AMD and securing 6 gigawatts of processing power. The deal starts with AMD's forthcoming MI450 hardware later this year. What's fascinating here is Meta's strategic pivot. After a talent spending spree last year that saw $100 million signing bonuses, they're now shifting focus from competing in the AI race to hosting AI infrastructure. That $27 billion data center they're building in Louisiana suddenly makes more sense. Analyst Alvin Nguyen from Forrester puts it well. Meta is big enough that they need multiple vendor options. They're not abandoning NVIDIA, they've got separate deals for millions of chips there too. But this diversification trend we're seeing, first OpenAI with AMD, now Meta, it signals the industry recognizing that relying on a single chip maker creates dangerous bottlenecks. Markets got a taste of AI anxiety this week when Citrini Research published what they called a scenario, not a prediction. The document outlined a timeline through June 2028 where AI agents cause massive economic disruption, leading to over 10% unemployment and a 57% crash in the S&P 500. The mechanism? A feedback loop with no natural break, where AI eliminates white-collar jobs, reducing consumer spending, which forces more AI investment. Payment giants like Visa and MasterCard get displaced as AI agents switch to cryptocurrency. Software companies like Zendesk, which was acquired for $10.2 billion based on projected revenues, face defaults. Wall Street reacted immediately. The S&P dropped over 1% Monday. Software stocks hit lows not seen since Trump's April tariff announcement. Analyst Neil Wilson called it, quote, real doomsday porn, unquote. But Stephen Innes from SPI Asset Management noted something important. Markets have handled wars, inflation, banking crises, and tariffs, but AI disruption seems to strike a different nerve. Here's a story that really caught my attention. One engineer, working with AI, rebuilt Next.js from scratch in under a week. The result is vinext, and it's not just a wrapper, it's a complete re-implementation on Vite. The numbers are impressive: 4.4 times faster builds, 57% smaller bundles, all for about $1,100 in API tokens. What makes this significant isn't just the technical achievement, it's what it says about where software development is heading. Cloudflare's Steve Faulkner led this project, and they already have customers running it in production, including work on government interfaces like CIO.gov. The development process itself is telling. 800+ sessions with Claude in open code, AI writing code and tests, AI agents handling code review. As Faulkner notes, frameworks exist to manage human cognitive limits, but AI can hold entire systems in context. This might fundamentally disrupt how we think about software abstraction layers. Finally, some fresh data on how the next generation is adapting to AI. Pew Research Center surveyed nearly 1,500 US teens, and the findings are revealing. About 3 in 10 use AI chatbots daily. More than half have used them for schoolwork, and interestingly, 59% believe AI cheating is a regular occurrence at their school. What's striking is the generational perspective. 36% of teens see AI having a positive impact on their own lives over the next 20 years, versus 15% negative. But for society overall, they're more divided. 31% positive, 26% negative. Their concerns? Over-reliance and loss of critical thinking top the list, followed by job displacement. What I find most telling is that teens generally trust humans over AI for tasks like hiring decisions, driving, and medical diagnosis. But interestingly, a third think AI would do better at teaching skills. That's a fascinating insight into how they view education versus other domains. From Pentagon AI disputes to Meta's massive chip investments, from market volatility sparked by doomsday scenarios to AI-powered development tools, and teen perspectives on artificial intelligence, we'll continue following these stories as they evolve. Thank you for staying informed with Digi-all Tech news. We'll be back with more updates as they develop.